Moss and I got handed a sandwich with some situation. Listen, not everything was horrible. I think some things were good with the PD, but I think ultimately for us to improve, like there's got to be consequences. And there has been a lack of consequences. I'm not talking about like Bobby and Carmine causing issues. They do get suspended, they do get daps, but ultimately police work needs to be priority number one, and kind of like a code of ethics needs to be followed if you're going to be an officer. So I don't know how you guys want to approach it or what you need from me.
So the thing is, my concern is, right, does he have credibility? That what he said has any weight to it? Because he said same thing.
I need to clarify. I need a clarifying. So he's told LSPD that there's a Marshall leak, and he's telling Marshals.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't told LSPD that there is a Marshall leak. I had an officer approach me and tell me there was a Marshall leak, which ultimately, it's coming secondhand. They could have been. So I guess he reached out to Maxwell, talked to Maxwell, and this is me trying to be 100% transparent. Okay. Had details of everything that she had been working on, and she assumed it came from the Marshals, if I'm being 100% honest with you. So I don't think he said it. I think it did leak. Who knows where the leak came from, right? I mean, so
this is to do with what Haley's working
on? Just the whole...
This is the whole case. Basically.
Yeah, the whole snow investigation. Marshals to my dick. So I guess at this point now it's kind of like trying to approach it objectively, or which is it? Is it objective or subjective? Or
so he told me. Did he? What has he told you? Because he told me he had a report. He had a full report. Has he told you that?
Who are you referring to as he?
Snow. Okay. When I told you, he called me and he said that there was a leak. He said that he had access to a full report.
So the question would be, how is it shared with them?
That's exactly my point. How would it be shared? Because we can see shared reports. Now, if has someone FOIA'd a report and give it to him mid-investigation, that's the real concern.
Yeah. I mean...
That's because if someone shares a report, we will see who is it being shared to at the bottom, and only certain people can share.
Which I don't.
There's other ways. There's other ways of taking.
Well, you could screenshot it and send it over.
Screenshot it, yeah.
I think, like you said, you're going to question him tomorrow, right?
Yeah. He's not going to tell us shit on this. I mean, we could bring it up, but I firmly believe that that's the most we're going to get out of it. I mean, he's going to tell us to do our job, which we should.
So, how confident are... Okay, I'm not disregarding your stuff. I'm just saying, how confident are you that it is a Marshall leak?
I'm not... No, I don't know. Like I said, I'm trying to be completely objective when it comes to this. Because
when he called me to taunt me, like 8 days ago, he told me about the leak. He said there's a leak. I know about things. And I'm like, who is a leak? He didn't answer. He mentioned there's a camera in the Marshal's office. That's where we found the camera in the Marshal's office by the vending machine. So he's got someone who's been telling him from the beginning if there is a leak. Because, again, he hasn't given us a credible line where we say, yeah, there is a leak. But what's believable is he happens to know things. How? I don't know. He has pinpointed my location. I don't know how.
We have had people outside of the Marshal's office with those listening devices.
Yeah,
we don't use phone calls anymore. In the Marshal's
Eugene's, it doesn't. Well, phone calls don't even. From what I understand, there's people using listening devices just to listen to normal conversations in the Marshal's office.
Oh, God, okay.
I know this because Eugene called me when Ventura was making a complaint against me and told me about the details of everything. But that's possible. The thing that raises concern is I don't remember the timeline, but he mentioned that he had the details like after. You guys remember? I can't remember if he gave a timeline on how soon he had it after, but it was like like the day after the raid or a couple days after the raid, I think he said he had information on it before it was available to the public, which would kind of more.
What?
Yeah, in the interrogation room. Were you in the or were you
I
in
was not
observation?
In the
Oh
I was
yeah.
outside with no one.
I mean, you mentioned it. I don't remember. I mean, maybe I'll get my hands on that recording and listen to it tonight.